Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. The topic of today's video is what are people saying about you, okay? Today is going to be a super fun, juicy read. I cannot wait to get into these piles. I just wanted to say I didn't put any crystals on these piles today because I wanted them to feel more real and authentic. So just choose the pile that really is calling to you, okay? If you guys are new to pick a card readings, here's the basic rundown. We have 4 of these piles here. Pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you need some time, feel free to pause this video right now to meditate on which of these piles really speaks to you. And then once you've chosen, you can fast forward to the timestamp in the description box below. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and without further ado, let's start with Group 1. Hey Group 1, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile, this is the reading for you guys. Let's just dive right into it. Let's find out what people are saying about you. Alright, Group 1. So to start off with your tarot, we have the Hanged Woman. I know in this deck it's like the Hanged Woman, not the Hanged Man. And then we also have Judgment, Death, as well as the Ace of Pentacles. Okay guys, so starting off with the Hanged Woman, I can already tell that people speculate a lot about you, okay? People are saying a lot of different things, okay? And I think it has a lot to do with them being kind of like confused. There's a lot going on here, okay? We have a lot of major arcana energy. With the Judgment card, I feel like people are judging you, okay? People are judging you for like things that are going on in your life right now, like massive transitions, changes that you're going through, because we do have the Death card here. The Death card usually symbolizes transformation, okay? So a lot of you guys have probably gone through some massive transformations in your life, probably like physically. I feel like a lot of you guys, you know, have done stuff with your hair, your appearance, probably altered it in really drastic ways, and people are judging you for it, but they're also kind of trying to figure out like why, you know what I mean? People are kind of hung up on like why you're doing what you're doing, you know, and like the type of person that you've become recently. That's what I'm getting so far, okay? But with the Death card, this is really drastic energy, and I feel like people, you know, if you put yourself out there in that kind of way, I feel like people are going to definitely be saying a lot of extreme things about you, okay, Group 1? And that's kind of what I'm getting so far. I feel like people are kind of just speculating. I think people are trying to figure you out, okay? And I think, yeah, it just has a lot to do with like your transformation, okay? And yeah, I could see a lot of you guys, as I said earlier, just, you know, changing up your appearance in really drastic ways. Like people are like, did she go goth? Or like, you know, she's been absent on social media. Like what's going on with that? People are kind of, yeah, I feel like that makes sense with the Hanged Woman and the Death. I feel like you guys have probably been absent for a while, like socially or like on social media, and people are kind of like, did she die? Like, what's going on with her? You know what I mean? Or him. But yeah, I think people are just really confused about who you've become recently, okay? There's a lot of stuff going on in your life that seems really intense, okay? And people are kind of looking in on your life, just wondering, like, if they should even judge you, you know, with the Judgment card, or like, yeah, they just aren't really up to date with you. That's really what I'm getting. And then with the Ace of Pentacles, there's a lot going on in your life right now, as I said, and people are really just, you know, getting all these mixed messages, like, is she all right? Is she like having a hard time right now? That's what I'm getting. I feel like people don't really have that much to go on because you guys have really been absent and really reclusive lately, okay? I feel like you guys haven't been that social, okay? So people just aren't really sure like what you're up to, or like the reasoning behind your actions lately, okay? With the Ace of Pentacles, I'm seeing that things in terms of like your career and money are looking really fruitful, really great, okay? The Ace of Pentacles, this is saying that you guys are ready to level up, okay, when it comes to your career. Maybe some of you guys have like moved on and found a different career, and that's what people are talking about. And maybe like this new career that you guys are interested in or that you guys are pursuing is like a really drastic change from who people thought you were, okay? You know, like if people really thought you were gonna go into like the medical field, and then you were like, you thought like, actually I'm gonna become an artist or something like that, okay? I feel like this new, like what people are talking about does have a lot to do with obviously like this big transformation in your life, this new you, and possibly your career, okay? Or like this new direction that you're headed in. I'm getting for you guys that a lot of the people who are talking about you are people who are from your past, okay? So people who you probably don't keep up with, but they keep up with you, like on your social media and whatnot. That's what I'm getting. I feel like a lot of the people who are saying stuff about you are outsiders and not in your immediate, like, inner circle. So they're not really, like, up to date with the memo, okay? Like, they don't know what's going on with you. They're like, wait, do you remember so-and-so back from, like, college or, like, you know, whatever your situation is? Yeah, like they just moved to like so-and-so place and are pursuing this, you know? And people are like, wait, really? Like, I never thought she was interested in that. Like, what? I think people are just really saying stuff about you because they're shocked, okay? And the death energy does have that factor. And also because we have judgment, I think people are looking back on it in retrospect and thinking like, oh, like, it makes sense that so-and-so would have chosen to do this instead of that. You know what I mean? I think with the judgment, people are starting to, like, piece together why you guys are choosing to do what you're doing, you know? Whether, like, that's career-wise or, I don't know, with this transformation. I think people are really just shocked, okay? The main message that I'm getting with these cards so far is that people are judging you, like, hardcore. But people are also, like, speculating, really, about, like, the type of person you are now and what's going on with you, okay? Because as I've been saying, I feel like you guys have just not been, like, present online or socially. So people are kind of just like, what's going on with her? You know what I mean? Okay, let's take a look at your Moonology cards. Okay, so we have Full Moon and Sag. It says, look at the bigger picture. Okay, and then we also have Mutable Moon, nothing is yet set in stone. This makes sense. I feel like because people are just speculating, you know, people are just like, people don't have any answers yet about like what you're up to or about who you are right now. People are just like, they don't know what to think almost. So yeah, that makes sense. And especially because we also have the Full Moon in Sag, people aren't seeing the bigger picture with you. People are kind of, you know, like left in the dark about what's going on with you right now. So I feel like that is like mainly what people are talking about with regards to you. They're like, what is so-and-so up to? Or like, I heard they're not at that 9-to-5 job anymore. Things like that, okay? Let's take a look at these other oracle cards. Ooh, okay, guys. So we have the Maven of Masks. And then we also have Rah. Yeah, this is like really like major Sun Leo energy. Okay, first let's talk about the Maven of Masks. This does make sense. Okay, I feel like people aren't really sure like what mask you've put on or like that you're going between. People just aren't really like with it, you know what I mean? I almost feel like it's like people can't keep up with you, or like people feel like they're in the dark about like what's going on with you. Okay, But also with the Maven of Masks, yeah, I'm just really seeing that you guys have a lot of masks to play at the moment, and people, it's kind of hard for them to make sense of it, okay? That's really what I'm getting, is just like confused energy, especially with this Hanged Woman here. This is strong Pisces energy, so people are just like confused. People are hung up on this, like, you know, speculating, why did she do this? Why did she do that? Like, what's going on with her? You know what I mean? Things like that. Okay, yeah. And then we also have this card, rah, rah, rah. So this is actually really beautiful, especially with the death energy. I can just see that you guys are a new you, okay? This is sun energy. This is you. This is all about your personality, your ego, becoming a new version of yourself that is empowered and living your best life, okay? That's really what I'm getting with this card. Yeah, I just really think that you guys have become a completely different person. You guys have been shedding an old skin, okay? You've undergone this huge transformation, and people are still trying to make sense of it, okay? And that's mainly what people are saying about you. Yeah, people are looking for justifications, and they want you to explain yourself to them, which obviously, like, is kind of stupid, but yeah, they're just not seeing the bigger picture with what's going on with you right now. And as a result, they might be judgy. People might be a little bit critical of you, or like this road or direction that you're taking right now. People are a bit skeptical, okay? But overall, I think people are just, yeah, they are saying some harsh things about you, but also they're just confused and trying to make sense of it, okay? Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is roll the Astro Dice to get any last minute info. Okay, so I'll roll this one first. It has the planets on it. Group 1. What are people saying about you? Okay, landed all the way over here. Okay, so we have Mercury. Okay, yeah, Mercury is a planet of communication, of gossip. There are definitely some strong rumors going around about you, okay? Sort of in your outer circle, as I mentioned, people who aren't really close to you are kind of like gossiping, wondering what's going on with you, you know, if you're okay or not. Again, like, people don't have all the information on you. People don't have the facts, okay? There's a lot of confusion, as I've been saying, and yeah, people just aren't really, like, up to date with you, okay? Okay, the next one I'll roll has the signs on it, so let's see what we get. Okay, so we have Taurus. With Taurus energy, it's kind of making me think again, like, this has to do with money, like your career, your new direction in life, right? Or it could also have to do with like your physical appearance. Like, people are like, oh shit, she looks different. You know what I mean? Because Taurus is a really physical sign. It's an earth sign. But yeah, this could have anything to do with like career or your appearance, really. Okay, so the last one I'll roll has the houses on it. So let's see. Yes, okay, so we have first house. First house is all about the physical appearance, okay? Oftentimes people resemble their rising signs or like their first house sign a lot more than like their sun sign. Unless you have like your sun and your rising like conjunct. I don't know. But the first house does rule the physical appearance, but it also is associated with if I can get this card, your personality, okay? Like your outer personality and what you project out to the world, okay? So yeah, people are talking about how you've become a different person, how you're not really posting that much online, or how you have undergone this huge transformation of self, okay? That's really what I'm getting with this energy. Yeah, I think you guys are just a different person now, and people are just like wondering like why that is. And again, with the mutable moon card, people haven't really made up their mind yet because they don't have all the answers. So Yeah, with you guys, I think it's just kind of outer gossip and rumors going on about you, the new you, and your physical appearance, okay? So, yeah, those are the main things I'm seeing for this pile. So, I will leave it at that. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you found it interesting. If you did like it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey, group 2, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile, then welcome. This is the reading for you guys. Let's just dive right into it. Let's find out what people are saying about you. All right, group 2. So, to start off with your tarot, we have the Six of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, as well as the Seven of Cups. Okay, guys, this is really interesting. I almost feel like right off the bat, with the Six of Swords, there are some people who are saying some negative stuff about you, okay? I'm not gonna lie. There are some people who are throwing some shade at you. And I think it's just like envy, honestly, because we have this Ten of Pentacles, and it's clear that you guys are successful at the moment. Like, you got your career, your finances in check. Basically, you have like all your ducks in a row, right? So I think a lot of this negativity or like toxic things that people are saying about you has a lot to do with like them being envious or them being jealous of you guys, okay? With the Nine of Swords, I feel like there's one person though. I really strongly feel like there's like one person in particular who holds some deep like grudge against you or like resentment. I don't know why that is. But yeah, if there's like one person in particular that you guys can think of that's behind this, you're probably right, okay? If you can think it, it's probably true. But yeah, I feel like there's strongly like one person who, yeah, just has some deep secret or resentment against you, and they're spreading lies, okay? And then with the Seven of Cups, this is a card of illusions, okay? So I feel like there are people who are kind of misjudging you, or like the things that they are saying about you is coming from a place of like misinterpreting you, if that makes sense. I think that people like they might only see one thing and think that they know all of you, okay? And like judge you for that when that might not be the case. So yeah, I am getting that there are some people out there who are saying some nasty stuff about you, but I think a lot of it just comes from them either misinterpreting you or just envy, okay? Okay, let's take a look at your Moonology cards. All right, so we have Full Moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. Makes sense. And then we also have New Moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. Yes. Okay, so with this card, I feel like you guys, as I was saying, it's like none of your fault. I think people are just misinterpreting you for some reason, or they're being feeded lies and misinformation from this one person who is really shady, okay? But with this new moon in Sag, you guys are living your best life. Like, you guys have all your ducks in a row and are really successful at the moment. And that's really turning people off, like a select few people, you know, who are just probably in a time of like loss or regret right now. There are probably other people who are kind of like saying some stuff about you because they themselves aren't in a happy place right now, okay? So with the full moon in Scorpio, I think that a lot of this negativity isn't really like based on truth, okay? I think a lot of this is just, again, like illusions about you, or people misinterpreting you, people misjudging you. I think people don't really have all of the answers yet with the full moon in Scorpio, so people are kind of just assuming that like just making assumptions about you, your life, how much money you make, how successful you are, things like that, okay, group 2. But yeah, there's a lot of negativity that needs to be released here. Okay, your next oracle cards. Ooh, okay, so we have, this is the Divine Circus Oracle deck. I really love it. Okay, so we have the Duke of Shadows. And then we also have her Wicked Ways. Interesting. Okay, with the Duke of Shadows, yeah, I think there's like one person in particular who is throwing you like a lot of shade, okay? Literally like the Duke of Shade, all right? Yeah, there's just someone out there in particular who is almost feeding this whole like web of negativity and lies about you, okay? And it might not be like that dramatic or serious of a situation, but I feel like to this person, like it seems that way. And yeah, they're like weaving a web of either lies or illusions right now about you. Yeah, their intentions are unclear, but obviously they have some grudge or resentment against you that's a lot deeper than just like a surface level, envy of like material stuff. I mean, it could be, but I don't know. This seems like someone from your past who you either wronged, or for some of you guys, this is a specific message, but maybe like you stole their man or like something related to relationships possibly, or like friendships. But yeah, I am getting that with the Duke of Shadows. There's someone in the shadows who you have yet to recognize, okay? There's someone who has played a huge hand in this, who has not revealed themselves yet, okay? And then we also have her Wicked Ways. Okay, so I think you are intimidating to some people out there, and I think it's because you're doing really well right now that people are choosing to go behind your back and like say stuff, and not be that positive towards you, okay? Because they just assume that you have all the positive vibes that you need, that you're doing so well, that it kind of scares them off, okay? I feel like with this card, this kind of represents you. Like, you might be intimidating to some people, or even threatening just because they are not on your level right now, like they might be going through their own hardships, fighting their own battles, and I don't know why, but they're wasting their time, or choosing to waste their time, feeding into this web of lies or just illusions, okay? Okay, so the last thing I'll do for you guys is roll the Astro Dice. We'll start with this one. It has the planets on it. So let's give it a go. Pile 2. What are people saying about you? Okay, so we have the Sun. Yeah, you guys are doing really well. I think people, with the Sun energy, I think because you guys are shining so bright right now, people, it's hard for them to just embrace that energy, and instead they would just rather darken that, darken that Sun energy with shade, with lies, or just not even that, but it could just be that people, it could just be that people don't want to see the positives in you right now, and people are just too focused on their own problems. But yeah, like with the full moon in Scorp, there's just a lot that needs to come out. There's still a lot that hasn't been said yet, okay? A lot of the people in this situation who are feeding into it just don't have all the facts, and they don't know what they're talking about, okay? So yeah, there's still a lot to be revealed with this full moon in Scorpio, and a lot to come out, okay? And a lot of negativity to be released. Okay, so the next one I will roll has the signs on it, so let's give it a go. Pile 2. Okay, so we have Libra. Yeah, okay, so with Libra, I'm getting that there's an imbalance. Like, clearly there's an imbalance here. And I think it has to do with like power, with you guys being, feeling really confident and, having your ducks in a row right now. Like, you guys are clearly on your A game, okay? So people aren't just gonna hate you regardless, you know what I mean? But I think with the Libra card, there is some injustice, there is some unfairness going on here, definitely some lies, okay? And yeah, there are still people who need to be held accountable in this. Okay. So the last one I'll roll has the houses on it. So yeah, let's see. Let's get any last minute info. Pile two. Okay, so we have the third house. The third house is the house of communication. It's also the house of like lower education, like learning, short distance travel. So a lot of these people could be from your immediate area who are like talking about you. Yeah, I could really see that. I feel like a lot of the people who are in your general proximity, like who you went to school with, who you work with, are hearing like a lot of these things about you, and they're not really, people aren't really sure what to make of it. Because again, with the Seven of Cups, it's kind of like a lot of people just are disillusioned, about you. Like, they're being told different things from different people, and they're not sure like which of these things might be true or not, okay? So yeah, just keep that in mind. Like, not everyone is telling the truth about you, guys. But yeah, there's still a lot here, a lot of unfinished business with the Libra, the full moon in Scorpio. But just know that luck is on your side. You guys have not done anything wrong, no matter like how bad of the things people might be saying about you. I mean, I don't think it's like really like that bad, I think there are just certain people out there who have a lot of negative intentions or energies, like built up inside, okay? And it could just be by chance that because you guys are doing really well right now, they just, randomly choose to take out their own insecurities or bad vibes and project them onto you, you know what I mean? But just know that with this new moon in Sag, your luck will protect you, and you guys are in the right, okay? So you don't really have anything to be, worried about, okay? So yeah, those are the main things I am seeing for you guys. I hope this reading made sense. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 3, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile, then welcome. This is the reading for you guys. Let's just jump right into it. Let's find out what people are saying about you. All right, group 3. So to start off with your tarot, we have the Seven of Wands, the Empress, the Tower, as well as the High Priestess. Guys, you got like a lot of major arcana here. Okay, with the Seven of Wands, I can already tell you guys are a hot topic, okay? You guys might be a bit controversial, all right? When people talk about you, they have really strong opinions, okay? You yourself might have strong opinions, possibly like, political opinions, and people, know that about you when they talk about you and stuff like that. But yeah, with the Seven of Wands, right off the bat, I can see you guys are a bit controversial, okay? People have strong opinions and mixed reactions about you, okay? With the Empress, I can see that there's some people who really are here for this, really here for this energy of yours that's really like giving, generous, you know, really abundant, okay? But then some other people kind of like misinterpret this as you being lazy or like living a luxurious lifestyle, being privileged in some way, or just like not as deserving for some reason. I don't know. But with the Empress, people clearly either love you for it or they hate you, okay? And then with the Tower card, the word that came to mind when I first saw this was like trigger. I feel like for some people, you as a topic like trigger something for some reason. Like I feel like when people talk about you, it's almost like a gateway into a more fiery subject, you know, like politics or like, I don't know, like gossip, friendships, drama, okay? If you chose this pile, there is a lot of drama surrounding your name, you know, people talking about you at work or even like within your family. I feel like there's always like this kind of fiery, strong opinioned moment happening, you know what I mean? Okay, and then with the High Priestess, this is kind of the same thing. I feel like you guys are sitting in your power. That's kind of what makes people a bit uncomfortable, though. Same thing with the High Priestess. The people who are hating on you is because they have insecurities about you being like a strong woman, okay? Or just really tapped into this divine feminine energy, regardless of your gender. You guys are clearly in an authoritative, powerful position right now with your career or with your life in general. You guys are sitting in your power, and you know, some people might take offense to that, you know, people who have personal problems with you, I guess, or people who misinterpret you. But clearly with the High Priestess, there are people who either really like you or really just don't like you, okay? Because this card does deal with balance, and I think with the Tower, though, it's clear that there's just a lot of like mixed signals, but also people who get fired up, you know, when they talk about you, okay? All right, let's take a look at your Moonology cards. So we have Supermoon, emotions are running high. Yeah, whenever I see this card, I definitely feel like there is mixed emotions, okay? So some people, you know, either really like you or some people really hate you. It's kind of like that type of thing, but emotions are high. All right, and then we also have Waning Moon. What do you need to release? Okay. So there could be some stuff that, like some information that still needs to be released. Perhaps you guys have some grudges of your own that need to be let go of or released. I feel like with this card, there's a lot of people who still have like resentments or judgments about you that need to be torn down. That's why we have the Tower here. There's a lot of just misinformation and buildup of either negative energy, just energy in general about you. It's gonna like explode, okay? The Tower comes out in moments when we need to release, okay? So it makes sense that we have this card with it. Yeah, I think there's just a lot of emotions building up, like people, either, you know, people who have problems with you or people who feel like they need to say something to you, you know what I mean? I could see that. I feel like there's some people who might even come forward and try to confront you in the future, okay? Yeah, this is a really extreme pile. Like, if you chose this pile, just know that, like, the people who are talking about you, it's really black and white, you know what I mean? Like, they're either really here for your energy. Like, if you pick this pile, you're basically like bad baby, you know what I mean? It's controversial, you know. Some people are really here for it. Some people are really the opposite and are trash talking you, basically, okay? All right, so for your last oracle cards, okay, so we have Tiger Angel, and we also have Rare, Raw, and Real. Ooh. Okay, here's what I'm getting with these cards. I feel like you guys have really thick skin. Like, you guys can take a lot of crap, you know what I mean? You guys can, like, really just break down barriers in situations, you know what I mean? Because you yourself, I feel like, aren't afraid to say it as it is, you know, and to just be your authentic self. And that's, again, that's why this pile is controversial, is because you guys are standing tall and proud in your power, and there's always going to be people who are really here for that, you know, people who like your personality. And then there's also going to be people who will hate you for it, okay? So yeah, that's kind of just the vibe of this pile. People, you know, talking about your personality and, you know, wanting to dethrone you, basically, you know what I mean? And bring you down to their level. But you guys with the High Priestess, you guys are just on a different level. You guys honestly, like, don't really care about what people think, and I feel like that's why you guys are so raw and so real. Like, people, there are people out there though who are like, who do look up to you, who really admire that about you and respect that in you, okay? So I just want you to know it's not all like, you know, people just wanting to hate you. I mean, there are some people who just want to hate you for the sake of hating you, right? But there are other people who genuinely, like, really do admire your authenticity and your rawness, okay? Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is roll the astro dice for you guys. We'll start with this one. It has the planets on it. So let's see. What are people saying about pile 3? Okay, so we have Mercury. Yes, like, Mercury is a planet of communication. I think, honestly, people, you know, sometimes people just want to talk about you for the sake of just talking about you because you guys are such a juicy, like, subject. I think that's really what I'm getting with Mercury, is like, people love to talk about you, even if, you know, regardless of whether they're trash talking you or whether they're saying, like, positive things about you. Yeah, I am just getting strong bad baby vibes with this pile though. Okay. So the next one I'll do has the signs on it. So let's see what we get. Pile 3. Okay, so we have Taurus. This is really similar to the Empress energy. This is Venus energy. Yeah, like, you guys are just, you have this rawness, this realness that people can't take away. And if there's one thing people can't criticize you on, it's like your honesty, it's your authenticity, okay, and you being true to yourself. That's what I'm getting with the Taurus energy. But also, you guys are, especially right now, I feel like why people are saying stuff about you is because you guys are living your best life. Like, you guys are having a lot of success right now, and to people who don't really know you that well, it looks like you're living it up, you know, living in this luxurious kind of bubble, and they're not really seeing the hard work that you might have had to put in to get to this empowered Empress state, okay? All right, so the last one I will roll has the houses on it, so let's see what we get. Pile 3. People saying about you. Okay, so we have 9th house. Interesting. Okay, so the 9th house deals with long distance travel, higher education, learning, philosophy, faith. Okay, so I feel like what I'm getting with the 9th house is that there's certain people, I feel like the people who do have a problem with you, you know, have a problem with, like, different values, okay? As I said earlier, I think a lot of people, it's clear that you guys have strong opinions, you know, and you have a strong personality, and you're not afraid to show it, to let yourself roar, you know, if you need to. With the 9th house, it's kind of that feeling like, you know, because it's one of those higher houses that people look up to the 9th house and do admire people who really embody that 9th house energy, I think, because it deals with truth and higher learning and morality and principles, okay? So I feel like people, it kind of goes beyond just like people wanting to hate you for basic reasons, or, you know, people, even the people who do like you, right? It's like when people talk about you, they do talk about you in this bigger than life type of way with the ninth house, okay? So it has a lot more to do with like the principles of the matter and people not liking your opinions, or like, you know, people just disagreeing with your way of life, I feel like. Or again, like people who are really here for it. So there's always, like with this pile in particular, it's just the type of thing where, you know, people are gonna love or they're gonna hate, and that's really what it is. So yeah, I mean, there's just so much energy in this reading, so I feel like people, you know, like whenever they are talking about you, again, like you're just a juicy, like hot topic to talk about. So people, you know, it can go both ways, you know, where people are on your side one next, you know, defending you, and then people are criticizing you. I feel like people jump all over the place when they're talking about you, okay, group 3? So yeah, those are the main things I am receiving for this reading, so I will leave it at that. I hope this reading resonated with you guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 4, welcome to your guys' reading. If you chose this pile, then welcome. This is the reading for you guys. Let's dive right into it. Let's find out what people are saying about you guys. All right, group 4. So to start off with your tarot, we have the 3 of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the King of Swords, as well as Temperance, okay? So if you chose this pile, this is really different from all the other piles. I feel like people aren't really saying that much about you. Not that like you're a boring topic or anything, but I feel like there's not really much to be said about you guys. Yeah. With the 3 of Pentacles, the people who are talking about you are likely from work, okay? So like colleagues. Yeah, I'm just getting like people from work, maybe some friends, but Pentacles pertain to like career and money, so I think it's mainly like people at work talking about you. With the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like people are talking about like your lifestyle, you know, people think you're pretty chill, okay? With the Knight of Cups, I can see you being the Knight of Cups here. But with the King of Swords, okay, here's what I'm getting. There's a select group of people who are talking a lot about you, and I think it has to do with like something specific, okay? So I'm getting for some of you guys, this is like, this has to do with your past, okay? There are certain people who are probably bringing up your past at work, okay? And like talking about, I don't know, embarrassing moments, or like, I don't know, times when, you know, you dressed a certain way, things like that, okay? It's really petty stuff though with this pile. I feel like there's not really like any serious drama or like hate going on. It's mainly just people like talking about you, your past, but like pretty like in a mellow way, okay? There's not really much shade or drama going on here, because we do have Temperance. So it's really temperate, okay? Or temperate, the atmosphere in which people are talking about you. They're not really saying that much, but the people who are talking about you, sorry, the people who are talking about you, it has a lot to do with like your past, I think, if that makes sense, okay? For some of you guys, you might be from like a different country, or maybe you moved and you're kind of like getting to know people in the office, or like, I don't know, around the workplace, right? And they're trying to like figure out, you know, kind of like sniff you out, right? But I feel like people aren't really that like suspicious of you. People have like a pretty mellow, consistent opinion of you, if that makes sense. Okay, let's take a look at your Moonology cards. All right, so we have your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. And then we also have full moon in Aquarius, show the world the real you. Okay, yeah, I'm really getting strong workplace vibes for you guys. I feel like you don't really fit in, okay? Because we have the full moon in Aquarius. So as I said, like maybe you're foreign, or like maybe you've recently like moved to a different location to get work or for school or something. I feel like people, you're kind of foreign to them, okay? There's something otherworldly about you. Basically, like, you're different, okay? You're different, and people are trying to like figure out the real you, okay? I feel like there are people talking about your past or trying to find out about your past, maybe. They could be trying to like, you know, talk about who you were before they knew you, because I feel like a lot of the people who are talking about you with the Three of Pentacles, you don't really know them that well. It's really like a surface level thing, okay? People are kind of like speculating about you. They don't have all the answers though. Definitely with the King of Swords, there's still a lot of information that hasn't come out yet, or that may never come out, you know, if you don't want people to know anything about you. But with the Temperance energy, it's really like not a big deal, you know what I mean? I think the people who are talking about you, like, you come up every so often in their conversations and they're like, oh yeah, like, I wonder who they were before they came here, or I wonder this or that. I think people really wonder a lot about you. Like with the full moon in Aquarius, they just don't really know. Like, they don't have all the facts, or it's hard for them to like find a reference point with you, if that makes sense, because either like they don't know you that well, or they've heard stuff about you but they might not think that it's true. Or yeah, with this pile, because we have the King of Swords and the Knight of Cups, there does seem to be like this quest for truth, like people trying to get to know you better, or like find out information on you, you know what I mean? But not in like a shady way. I think it's really coming from like genuine intentions, right? But yeah, I feel like a lot of people just don't know the real you, okay? And then with your commitment is being tested. This could be, again, because as I've been saying, this is most likely a work scenario, okay? So like people at work. They could just be testing like your commitment, testing you, like how good of a fit you are for this job. I feel like there are some people who might be laughing at you behind your back because you are like really different, if that makes sense. But it's all in lighthearted fun. There's nothing in this reading that is suggesting like, you know, like strong opinions or, you know, serious negativity like that. So I don't think you guys have anything to be worried about. Okay, let's take a look at your next oracle cards. So we have Meant for You, and then we also have Out of Darkness. Interesting. Okay, so with this Out of Darkness card, I feel like, again, like people don't know you that well. The people who are talking about you barely know you, and they're really just speculating, okay? But I feel like there are some rumors going around with this Out of Darkness card. I feel like something came out about you, you know, like your past job, or like something having to do with your past. And the people who are talking about you are really like trying to, you know, look for something that isn't there. There are people who, because they just don't know you, they might assume the worst, okay? Or they just don't, they haven't known you long enough to trust you yet. I do feel like trust could be a theme in this reading, because we do have the Knight of Cups, and this is a really receptive energy. Also with the Three of Pentacles, because the Three of Pentacles does rely on teamwork, okay? So yeah, I feel like this pile, it's mainly like your past. I feel like people talk about your past, okay? Or they just talk about what they don't know about you. Okay, there's a lot of emptiness in this reading with the cups, and then like with the King of Swords, people just don't know much about you. Okay, and you guys are just so different from the people who are talking about you that, yeah, there's just not really that much going on. And then with the Meant for You card, I feel like, okay, here's what I think. I feel like there are people who are considering like befriending you who you might not know about, okay? There's definitely some secrets in this pile that are yet to be revealed, okay? So people who either want to come forward with you, or sorry, to you, you know, offering friendship, or people who just want more information, I guess. But I feel like people are searching for something to not like about you, or just for anything. I feel like, because again, like people just have no idea, like people don't know you, or they don't know that much about you. So I feel like people are just searching for anything, you know, anything about you that they can talk about. I feel like people just, yeah, there's not really that much. I don't think people are talking about you that much. But whenever they do, it does have a lot to do with like what they wonder about you, their curiosity. I feel like people are really curious about you, but because they don't know that much about you, you know, maybe you guys don't have that many friends, or you guys are a bit reclusive, right? Yeah, just people just don't have a reference point for you. People just don't know what to compare you to, okay? Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do for you guys is roll the astro dice. So we'll start with this one. It has the planets on it. So let's give it a go. Pile 4. What are people saying? Okay, so we have Mars. Interesting. I feel like people do want to like poke at you. People do want to start something with you, you know, whether that's a friendship, a fight, something like that. But with Mars, this is about action, initiation, okay? So people, there are people who are stoking flames, okay? Stoking that information, you know what I mean, who want more information to feed that fire, to feed that curiosity that they have about you, okay? So that is what I'm getting with Mars. People, there are people who do want to start drama with you, basically, okay? Alright, so the next one I'm gonna roll is the one that has the signs on it. So let's give it a go. Pile 4. Okay, so we have Cancer. You might be a Cancer. Interesting. Yeah, because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is really secretive, it's hidden. You guys are really mysterious at the workplace, or just to the people who are talking about you. So that's like why they're talking about you in the first place, okay? But with the Cancer card, it's really funny because Cancers, like, all the Cancers I know are just so sweet. Like, they're one of those signs that's really hard to hate. So I feel like people are just having a hard time finding something about you that either they don't like, or something that would give them fuel, you know, to talk about you more, okay? That's what I'm seeing with the Cancer energy. It could also be a Cancer who's, you know, talking about you as well. Okay, so the last one I'll roll has the houses on it. So let's give it a go. Sorry, it's like really windy out. Okay, so we have third house. Interesting. Okay, so the third house is all about communication, right? The third house also deals with short distance travel. So a lot of these people probably live in your proximity, okay? So people who you go to work with, school with, perhaps even some people in your neighborhood who think you're a recluse, who might be talking about you, okay? But the third house, I'm really seeing that this has to do with people who are in your general proximity, okay? Where you live or where you work. So yeah, those are the people who are talking about you. Okay, so those are the main things I am receiving for this pile. So I will leave it at that. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you found it interesting. If you liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.